Man, he's silent. All right, bet. Yo, what's poppin'? Y'all, what's poppin'? Come on in. Tap in. Let me turn this light this way real quick so y'all can see me a little more, you know what I'm saying? Tap in. Finna get right, man. Y'all know how we do it, man. We finna get all these people in real quick. You know, vibe out, get the energy right real quick. Yeah.
I don't really be having nobody to talk to for real, so I grab my mic and play a beat, express myself, that's my therapy, I rap about shit I don't want to talk about, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kinda sad, I miss my nigga, dawg. I wish I had somebody to talk to about these feelings, dawg. And even though you try to talk, they ain't gonna listen, dawg. I hold it in, when I blow up, they like I'm tripping, dawg. See, I can't take this shit no more, I'm to the ceiling, dawg. I grab my mic and play this beat, express my feelings, dawg. I wish I could have some assistance for my healing, dawg. It's like my heart was made just for folks to be stealing, dawg. And even though I feel it wrong, I hold my head, man. You said about what you still, I got scared, man. I faced the devil on my own, and I ain't fled, man. See, I went head to head with him, and I ain't dead, man. See, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kinda sad, I miss my nigga, dawg. I wish I had somebody to talk to about these feelings, dawg. And even though you try to talk, you ain't gonna listen, dawg. I hold it in when I blow up, it's like I'm tripping, dawg. See, I can't take this shit no more, I'm to the ceiling, dawg. I grab my mic and play this beat, express my feelings, dawg. I wish I could have some assistance for this healing, dawg. It's like my heart was made just for folks to be stealing, dawg. See, so much love walked through that door, but still got hated. It broke so many fucking hearts, I know they hate. They said they always got my back, I know they flake. I show so much fucking love, I know they fake. See, sometimes I wanna cry, but it feel like I can't. Sometimes I wear a smile, but it's really just pain. Sometimes I hear the devil, but I really won't sing. Sometimes I wanna leave, but I know I just can't. See, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kinda sad, I miss my nigga, dawg. I wish I had somebody to talk to about these feelings, dawg. And even though you try to talk, they ain't gon' listen, dawg. I hold it in when I blow up, it's like I'm tripping, dawg. See, I can't take this shit no more, I'm to the ceiling, dawg. I grab my mic, play this beat, express my feelings, dawg. I wish I could have some assistance for this healing, dawg. It's like my heart was made just for folks to be stealing, dawg.
Everybody come on in. Y'all know how we gonna do it, man. We gonna vibe out real quick. Let everybody come on in. You know how we do it.
I told you, lady, that I love you.
Yeah.
If I didn't, darling, I'm sorry.
If I ain't tell you that I love you, well, I promise I do. Sometimes, I may forget, but you ain't walking my shoes. So much trauma down that road, I had no choice. You trying to speak, but they wouldn't listen, I had no voice. See, I understand how you feeling, no more feelings. See, I understand your love feeling, but it's killing me. It's like your heart was up for grabs, they just stealing me. That ice running through your veins, now you chilling me. See, I'm just trying to give more than I receive now. I started meditating, trying to find some peace now. I changed my diet, vibrating higher, no sheeps now. And burn some sage, make your bed, change your sheets now. If I ain't tell you I love you, well I do. Seeing this blood, I got lavender and chamomile. I'm sitting back reminiscing, I ain't never been. I'm speaking affirmations to the sun and the sunlight. Angels around me, brave that I escaped that gunfight. I feel the chill up in my bones, my spirit elevates. It's like I'm finally going home. You gotta learn to love yourself before you love someone else. You gotta learn to give it out before you get it for yourself. Look, see what you get is what you give. Your life is your state of mind. You living how you live. Look, respect yourself, nigga. And your life is your reflection. Bless yourself, nigga. And stop looking like everything is outside of you. Yeah, the moon, the stars is all inside of you. Look yourself in the mirror, do what you gotta do. And drop tears, cut off tears, is what you gotta do. Focus on yourself, don't let nobody bother you. And understand what you desire, she desire you. If I ain't tell you that I love you, well, I promise I do. Sometimes, I may forget, but you ain't walking my shoes. So much trauma down the road, you had no choice, huh? I'm trying to speak, they wouldn't listen, you had no voice, huh? See, I understand how you feeling, no more feelings, huh? See, I understand your love and healing, and It's killing.
Yeah, y'all know. Come on in. We're gonna get everybody in here real quick. We got a community gathering. Y'all know how we do. We're gonna set the vibes real quick. Get everything right. Get everything copacetic. You know
I'm feeling close to the God. I'm feeling close to the God.
It's that banger right here. What? I gotta play this every time.
I'm feeling close to the God. Look, I'm feeling close to the me. I wake up and burn my sage in the morning. I sit back and close my eyes to feel the energy flowing. I turned vegan, yeah, I changed my diet. I enjoyed my pork and beans, but it was too many dying. I started reading too. I started learning truth. Understand a lot of shit I learned, it wasn't true. I started wanting land, attending the flowers. I started setting something before I hop in the shower.
Don't let everybody come on in, man. Yeah, y'all come on in, man. Get some of this, yeah.
I'm feeling close to the God.
I'm feeling close to the God.
I'm feeling close to the God. I'm feeling close to the God. I'm feeling close to the me. I started meditating. I started finding peace. I stopped believing in the sky and started believing me. I don't really smoke weed. See, I smoke herbs now. Chamomile and lavender, so calm your nerves now. I started healing trauma, you know, like shadow work. Ain't really had much going up, so yeah, I did some dirt. But you see, I still forgive myself. I had to look up in the mirror. I had to heal myself. I had to understand my thoughts were powerful, nigga. I made sure I spoke my goals like every hour, nigga. See, at this moment now, I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will find me as long as I stay on track. I'm feeling close to the God. I'm feeling close to the God. I'm feeling close to the God. Look, I'm feeling close to the me. Creating wealth for these generations. I'ma speak the truth. I'ma touch their heart. You can feel my penetration. I'ma make sure they remember this name. Even though I'm fully healed, I'ma still remember the pain. But it's okay, though. I'm a God, bro. Energy can't be destroyed. I'm alive, bro. Now I understand. What you focus on, grow big. I focus on getting a million. And I damn sure did. Now just focus, bro. Just focus, bro. Your life is your state of mind. Keep hoping, bro. And I just focus, bro. Keep focused, bro. Your life is your state of mind. Keep hoping, bro. I'm feeling close to the God. I'm feeling close to the God. I'm feeling close to the God. I am that. I've been that. And day by day, I'm gonna get closer to that. And I'm forever be that. As I think it, as I speak it, as I write it, so it shall be. I am.
Hey, you know what's wild? I say this every live I do. That when I play this song, that last part get me every single time. Every single time. I am that. I've been that. And day by day, I'm getting closer to that. And I'm going to forever be that. As I think it, as I speak it, as I write it, so it shall be. I am. Whew. What's poppin', y'all? I pray all is well. I pray all is well. How y'all doing? Yeah, we back. We back with another one, man. Community gathering. You know, the other topic, the subtopic beyond community gathering. You know, we got the benefits of being silent. Real quick, you know, let's do a little prayer. You know, I give honor and thanks to the powers that be, that has connected each and every last being with me and on this live. I give honor and thanks to the powers that be that gave me the ability to obtain the knowledge that I have, to convert that knowledge into wisdom, to be able to not only teach myself and the people, places around me, but you all as well. Also send that same energy out to you all to be able to obtain this knowledge, convert this knowledge into wisdom, to not only be able to teach yourself, but the people, places, and things around you. Ashe, yo, amen, I mean, all of the above, whatever you subscribe to, right? Boom, yeah, we back with another one. Real quick, so this is a community gathering. This is our second, I guess you could say our second annual community gathering. You know what I'm saying? So for those that just joining in for about the community gatherings, if y'all have any questions or any concerns, any statements, y'all are invited to join me on my live. You know what I mean? What do I mean by that? Meaning if you want to request to be on my live and you want to talk about any and everything, all you have to do is request the video and you can tap in with me. But if you don't want to jump into the live, you can also ask your questions in the questions box. Leave all your questions in the questions box, and, you know, yeah, we could just go from there. You know, so yeah, community gathering. So real quick, before, you know what I'm saying, I dive into the community gathering, whatever questions y'all have, whoever want to join in on the live, I want to talk about the benefits of being silent, right? So I got some notes here, man. And I just want to speak on the benefits of being silent. Like, what does being silent mean? You know what I'm saying? First I want to touch on is that when being silent, you are in the moment of oneself, right? Being still, being present of one being, you know, of your own being, one being with yourself, silence, right? You have to understand that learning how to be silent, and again, I got my notes, so learning how to be silent, how to eliminate the feeling of needing to think something, needing to speak something, and needing to listen to something, right? So what do I mean by that, right? So most of us, if not a lot of us, we do not have the capacity or the comfortability to be able to, for an example, drive in a car without listening to sound. You understand what I'm saying? Not having the ability to be around people or being around beings and actually sitting in silence, not talking, letting spirit and soul speak instead of physically speaking. You understand what I'm saying? One thing about it is that for those that don't know, physically speaking is actually one of the lowest forms of vibration of speaking. Why do I say this, right? I'm going to tell you something. In ancient times, right? And most of us know about this. But it's this word called telepathy, right? It's this skill, this spiritual component, this spiritual development called telepathy. So in ancient times, we would never speak verbally, physically, unless we are manifesting something. Why? Because you have to understand that when we speak, this black hole, this wormhole, these vibrations, this frequency that comes out of our vocal box, the frequency that we make, right, is powerful. You understand what I'm saying? And so in ancient times, the universal communication is telepathy. It's energy, it's frequency. You understand what I'm saying? You can go outside and you could touch a tree or you can feel a tree. For an example, I have plants in my home, right? So even just that's one of the things on developing telepathy powers. But one of the things is that I can walk past a plant or one of my plants inside of my home, and I can feel the energy that the plant may need water. The plant may need some kind of assistance of love or speaking to. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for anything, an animal. For those that like animals, you could, for an example, for those that don't like going to the zoo, it's a specific reason why you don't like going to the zoo. And the reason being is because you could feel the energy and the frequency of the animals being trapped in a cage. You understand what I'm saying? That right there is a form of telepathy. Another form of telepathy, thinking about something or somebody, and that being and that or that thing appears. You know what I'm saying? And now you're thinking like, oh wait, damn, I just was thinking about this. That is a form of telepathy. What does this have to do with being silent? Because we have to understand that. Now, I'm not saying you got to just shut your mouth. I ain't saying that, but I'm just breaking this down, the benefits of being silent, right? Is that because in ancient times, we were not that was the universal language was telepathy, even when we were amongst each other. You understand what I'm saying? When we were amongst other people, we would use the power of telepathy, of, communication. Now, unless we were in the position to start manifesting something, to start bringing something in fruition from the spiritual realm down to the physical realm, now we're speaking. You understand what I'm saying? So we have been conditioned, of course, and of course, history has been rewritten and et cetera, et cetera. We have been conditioned to constantly speak and use our throat chakra and I speak about language all the time, the English language all the time, about how it's a spell casting. You understand what I'm saying? How we have been conditioned to just use words and say words. You understand what I'm saying? That we don't really fully have a full meaning of what these words mean, and not understanding the spells that we're casting over our life. So basically, for an example, right? So when I get up in the morning, right, I purposely don't speak for at least the first 3 to 4 hours when I rise, right? Now, why? Because first, I want to engage in the silence that is upon me. Now, I'm not speaking about silence or pure silence, meaning you got to go out in the bushes where there's no sound. Because now we have to, because even when we break that down, we have to understand what is true silence. You understand what I'm saying? True silence doesn't mean that true silence is not the absence of sound. True silence is the harmony with sound. Being able to tap into silence, being able to tap into oneself, one being, while there is noise and sound around you. You understand what I'm saying? It's about basically learning how to turn sound into silence, and silence into sound. Learning how to listen to the silence beyond the sound. You understand what I'm saying? For an example, right? So this is book that I have. It's this book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, right? This book, I advise y'all to get this book, because this book is very powerful. It speaks about what I'm speaking on, how to tune in the silence beyond the noise. And so, for an example, so like I was explaining, that when I first get up in the morning, I purposely do not speak or do not play anything, do not listen to anything. I do not grab my phone within the first 3 to 4 hours. The reason being is because, one, our brain is in an alpha state. What is an alpha state? The alpha state of the brain means that your brain is in that rest state, that state of pure receptiveness and how can I say, like a pure meditative state. You understand what I'm saying? And so so what does that mean? That means that not only is your conscious is open, but your subconscious is open. right? So as soon as you wake up in the morning, and whatever you intake, whatever you bring into your equilibrium, whatever you bring into your thought process, instantly hits the subconscious, because you're in that alpha state. And so that means that whatever happens in that state of that morning when you first get up, that actually can determine. And because we don't fully understand how to direct and control our life and control our days, right? That determines how our life go. Not our life, excuse me, but how that day go. So I purposely, when I wake up, I don't touch my phone. I don't play no music or anything. I sit in that meditative state. I sit in that silence. Although I hear the birds, although I hear cars, although I hear people outside, what I'm doing is I'm in a state of detachment of sound. I'm in a state of detachment of sound. I'm not looking for silence, which we have been known that is the absence of sound. But no, I am harmonizing with the sound. I'm harmonizing and detaching myself I am detaching from the outside to attach within the inside. I am detaching from the outside to to connect on the inside. See, we have to understand that we are connected to everything, but attached to nothing. That is, being attached to something is a form of stimulation. Stimulation. So for an example, like what I was saying in the beginning, right, is that most of us, we don't even know how to first be still. Okay. Majority of us, we always have to move around. We got to scratch our head. We got to fidget. We got to scratch. We have to do something. We're uncomfortable with being still. You understand what I'm saying? We're uncomfortable with being still. That's one thing. Now, the next thing we have to understand is that when it comes to being still, that most of us, we do not know how to we don't know how to just be silent. You understand? We don't know how to be silent. And again, I'm not speaking about just pure silence. I'm speaking about just detaching from sound, detaching from noise to connect with self. And when we are around, so for an example, right? I could be around somebody, right, that fully understands what I'm talking about. That fully understands what I'm talking about. And we can be in each other's presence. And we may have a brief conversation. But after that conversation, no TV, no music, no nothing. After that brief conversation, it's silence. Because we both have an understanding that we are connected within, we understand that we don't necessarily have to physically speak. Our soul and our spirit, frequency and vibration and my frequency and vibration is speaking to that person's frequency and vibration. So physically being silent gives time of quiet contemplation. You understand what I'm saying? So, what's quiet contemplation? Boom. Here's another example when it comes to quiet contemplation, right? I've experienced this on many occasions, that when I'm sitting here having a dialogue with someone, right? I'm sitting here having a dialogue, we having a conversation, and they end up, they're not, at that moment, they're not capable of getting what they want out. So what I tell them is, be silent, don't try to speak, stop your mind from thinking, and get your thoughts together. Because once you sit in that silence of that present moment, right? Of that moment of being silent, of that moment of quiet contemplation, of that moment of oneself, now you have the ability to get your thoughts together and speak exactly what you want to say.
And so when you are amongst those that understand that you are able to sit in silence amongst other people, that is true communication, right? Which is trust, which is love, which is assurance, comfort. You understand what I'm saying? We don't have to sit here and always run our mouth, because most of us run our mouth and nothing be coming out. We just be talking. Don't be talking about nothing. Just be talking. That right there is an attachment of having to do something, of having to speak, of having to talk. We have to understand that it is major benefits of being silent. Again, learning to be silent. The external environment will no longer be able to distract you. Being able to take control. I'm going to say that 2 more times. Learning to be silent. The external environment will no longer be able to distract you. I'm going to say it one more time for those in the back that don't understand what I'm speaking on. Learning to be silent. Remember what I said. It's about detaching from the outside to connect on the end. So it don't matter what's going on around you. It's about what's going on inside of you. Learning to be silent. The external environment will no longer be able to distract you. Being able to take control. So, for an example, one of the reasons why a lot of people cannot meditate, one of the reasons why a lot of people don't know how to meditate, is because we are so attached to what's going on the outside that we can't fully connect on the inside. Learning to be silent. We have to understand, again, that silence is not the absence of sound, but the harmony of sound. When you are in a meditative state, and I can only speak for myself, okay? I'm speaking for myself. When I'm in my meditative state and I hear a horn, right? I hear people talking. Quote unquote, this is what I hear, quote unquote, right? I hear these different things. But see, I'm so connected within myself while I'm in my meditative state of being silent that although it's noise going on around me, I'm not attached to that noise, so it does not distract me. I'm able to continue to be silent. What I'm able to do is, like I said in the book, like I said about this book, what I'm able to do is I'm able to listen to the silence beyond the noise. Because what we have to understand is that silence is forever present. Again, silence is forever present. All we have to do is connect to that silence beyond the noise. Benefits of being silent. Show the book again. I got you. It's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Powerful. Learning how to turn sound into silence and silence into noise. Again, silence is not true. Silence is not the absence of noise. True silence is not the absence of noise. True silence is the harmony with noise. learning how to be beyond the noise. See, once you start taking control over that, learning how to be with oneself, what you're doing is now you're controlling the flesh. Because again, we are connected to everything but attached to nothing. The only thing that makes us attached is fleshly desires. So when you are detach yourself from external things, you are now controlling the flesh and becoming one with the soul, one with spirit. The benefits of being silent. We have to understand that understanding the context of silence being nothing but the absence of sound, we tend to then trouble the environment with noise. I'm going to say this one more time. Understanding the context of silence being nothing but the absence of sound, we tend to then trouble the environment with noise. Which then we then tap into we begin to attach so much to noise that we use this noise now to be centered and focused, which is actually counterproductive. Which is counterproductive. What do I mean? Like I said in the beginning, for an example, right? If me and you in a car, right? We in a car, but see, I have a full understanding and understanding of silence. So because I know this and I'm driving in a car because I love listening to silence. Ooh, hold up, because I love listening to silence. All right, come on, okay. Come on, I feel you. Come on. Because I love listening to silence, I'm passing cars, birds, horns, whatever the case may be. But again, because I'm so connected with self and detached from the outside external things, I am connecting to the external and to the external silence beyond the noise. So because I'm driving and I'm able to connect beyond and listen to pure silence, but see, now I'm driving with someone that don't have a full understanding of that. So now they like, oh, we need to play some music. Or they're constantly trying to think of something to talk about. Or they're constantly trying to talk about something when literally we don't have to talk or listen to nothing but silence. We have to understand that, like I said in the beginning, what comes with silence is true communication, which is called telepathy. I'm going to break down the etymology of telepathy real quick. Telepathy. The root word of telepathy is tele, communicate, which means communication, data, information, destination, and distance. I'm going to say it again. This is the etymology of telepathy, true communication, universal language, not English, not Spanish, not Arabic, not Caribbean, not none of that. Telepathy is the universal language, vibration, frequency, energy, the etymology of telepathy. Tele, communication. What are we communicating? Data. What is the data that I'm downloading based off the communicational energy, the universal energy? Information. This data that I am now downloading and digesting, what information am I gaining from this? Telepathy. Destination. Where is this data and where is this communication data and information coming from? And once I receive it, download it, and digest it, where shall I now give it to? Distance. How far can this communication, data, and information go? Telepathy. That's the root word of tele. Now you have pathy, which then breaks down into pathos, which is feeling and sense. Telepathy. Communication, data, information, destination, distance, feeling, and sense. Universal communication. Now, when we go back to, we driving in the car, right? And now I'm amongst someone that has to speak. That person, that being is so attached. That being is so attached to having to make noise. Because in a lot of cases, sitting with self is very dangerous. Because, see, once you sit in silence, you're sitting with yourself. Once you start sitting with yourself, you start sitting with your thoughts. See, once you start sitting with your thoughts, you start sitting with your spirit and your soul. And a lot of y'all, I'm not going to say y'all, I'm going to say us. I'm going to make this a us thing because we're all learning. Okay? A lot of us, we got some fucked up thoughts. A lot of our spirits and soul is uneasy. So that's why we have to move all the time. That's why we have to think all the time. Because once we start sitting with ourselves, now we have to heal some shit. Now we got to sit and we got to think about some fucked up shit we did, you know, and back then. And now we got to look ourselves in the mirror. See, when you sit with yourself, you have to now heal yourself. And see, a lot of people don't want to face that healing. A lot of people don't want to face that healing because that healing then requires you to release. Rather, you got to punch a wall, throw some shit down, break a glass. I'm just cry, scream. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know. I know. The benefits of being silent. We have to understand something else. When it comes to being silent, most of us, well, I already said that. So boom, the power up now. All right, okay, I spoke about that. Now, we have to understand something. We have to understand that there is an emergence of sound and silence of harmony. Like I said, we have to understand that once we understand that once we are no longer distracted by sound, we see that silence is forever present. Again, when you're no longer distracted by sound, you will now realize that silence is forever present. It's about now, like I said, taking control over the fleshly desires and attachment, detaching, and connecting. Real quick, and listen, if y'all got any questions, we in a community gathering. I'm just going over something real quick, all right? I'm not going to be on this topic too long. This community gathering, y'all have any questions, please put the question in the question box. If you want to join in on my live with me, tap the video button, request, man, jump in with me. The benefits of being silent. Now, we about to jump into the physical aspect because we were speaking more so esoterically, tapping into ourself, esoteric, exoteric, tapping into ourself, being one with self. You know what I'm saying? and overstanding oneself, being one with energy, frequency, vibration. But now we're about to tap into the the physical aspect of being silent. Just being, not listening, you hear more. It's sort of like the saying, right? When you stop looking, you will find. So once you learn to stop listening, detaching, once you learn to stop listening, you will hear more. See, for those that are spiritual, for those that are religious, you will start hearing your ancestors more. You will start hearing your inner self more. You will start hearing God more. Hello. You will start hearing your gut. Once you stop listening, once you stop thinking, once you stop speaking, once you cut off the music and you put the phones down, you cut the TV off and you just be, once you stop listening, you will hear more. As the saying, once you stop searching, you will then find. The physical aspect of being silent. When talking to a friend, you can't be thinking. When you're talking to someone and someone is having a dialogue with you and they're expressing themselves to you, you can't sit here and say that you're listening, but yet you're thinking about what you're about to say. You can't sit here and listen to the first 2-3 things that come out this individual mouth, and now you instantly know what you're about to say, and you can't wait to say it. See, a lot of us don't know how to be quiet. Because and sometimes, right? Right now I'm speaking about friend on friend, right? In most cases, if your friend is venting, first off, if your friend is speaking to you, you have to learn how to listen to understand and not listen to respond. Again, you have to learn to understand and not listen to respond. I'm going to say it one more time. You have to learn to listen to understand, overstand, and understand what this individual is speaking about. Comprehending every syllable, every statement, sound, compound that comes out of the individual's mouth. You have to listen. Stop thinking. Stop speaking. Comprehend. Then from there, you get your thoughts together and you speak. But see, majority of the time, most of us don't even most of us are so connected, not connected. Most of us are so attached to fleshly desires. We're so attached to speaking and thinking and sound that we're not even connected to ourselves to even have the discernment that sometimes our friend just need to fucking vent. We don't need to say nothing. Our friend don't want nothing to be said. The homie, he don't want to hear nothing come out your mouth, but he just want to talk. He may ask him questions, nigga, don't answer it. It ain't about answering it, bro. He trying to figure some shit out himself. But the only way he can do that is by talking to you, the homie, but he ain't trying to hear nothing from you. Just let him talk. Some of us are so disconnected within ourselves that we don't even have the ability of discernment to not even speak or respond and not make shit about us. Our homie over here venting, but as soon as he get done talking, well, damn, I just went through that. Man, don't know, man, look, but they ain't trying to look. The benefits of being silent. Telling you, man. We have to understand. Again, we have to listen, to understand, to comprehend, and not respond. See, we have to understand words are compound statements, which are statement sounds, which have syllables. And most of us having a dialogue, we'll get so caught up with the second and third syllable of what comes out the individual mouth that as soon as we hear this second and third syllable, we think about what we about to respond and what we about to say. We miss the first syllable, and now we're responding based off the second and third syllable, and we done misconstrued the whole context of what the individual was trying to comprehend to you. The benefits of being silent. Talking about the physical aspect here now. You spoke about the esoteric, the exoteric. Now we on the physical aspect here. The benefits of being silent. We have to be slow to speak, quick to think. We have to be slow to speak, quick to think. We have to be slow to speak, quick to think. James 1:19. My dear brothers and sisters, let every man be soft to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. Now y'all know, I get gangster with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll be breaking down. I throw out some ancient scriptures out there from different ancient texts. I go deep in it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no surface level, none of that. But I gotta dive in. We gotta real quick and just boom, boom. You feel what I'm saying? So I gotta throw that in there real quick because most of us that's on here, we subscribe to the Bible. We subscribe to Christianity. Even in the Holy Quran, it speaks about that as well. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, for my monks, I be going to party with the monks on Sundays. Yeah, shout out to the monks, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. You feel me? Yeah. Hey, man, listen. Yeah. I'm open. I don't subscribe to anything. I am everything and everything is me. Of course, I don't take away from those that subscribe to specific things. Do your thing, what floats your boat. Yeah. What's for you won't miss you. Again, James 1:19 says, my dear brothers and sisters, let every man be soft to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. See, in a lot of cases, a lot of conversations, if we would just took the time out, right, to understand, overstand, and understand what the person was saying, a lot of situations, a lot of conversations wouldn't have even reached the frequency that it have reached. Because I'm sure most of us know, I'm sure most of us been in argument. Listen, and we ain't perfect. Shit, I fell victim to it too, man. You feel? That's why I can only speak on things that I've experienced. I can only speak on things that I've been through, and et cetera, et cetera. You understand what I'm saying? So, we all have been in a situation or a conversation to where if we can look back and be like, if I took my time to understand and understand what this individual was saying, the conversation wouldn't have even reached a wavelength. Now we, you know what I'm saying? Now we throwing fists. Now we saying, man, fuck you, man. You know what I'm saying? Now we ain't even gotta be, you know what I'm saying? So, again, James 1:19. My dear brothers and sisters, let every man be slow to hear, soft to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. The benefits of being silent. Now, another aspect, I'm gonna touch on this one more. I'm gonna touch on this last little whoopty whoop, and then I'm gonna touch on one little whoopty whoop. It's gonna be quick, and then we're gonna dive into the community gathering because I see a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying? I see a few people that want to join into the live. Again, if you have any questions, put the questions in the questions box. If you want to join in on the live, you know what I'm saying? Tap the video. Yeah, come tap in with me. You know what I'm saying? So, the physical aspect of the benefits of being silent, part 2, real quick, right? When in combat, when fighting, I was a boxer. I used to box, did taekwondo as well. And over time, as I got older, I understood that a man that really wins, a individual, a warrior, I'm not even going to say man, because women are warriors as well. Women can be warriors as well. So we have to understand that when it comes to combat, we have to be silent. You understand what I'm saying? We have to be silent. We have to, and what I mean by silence, I don't mean by not talking, or I mean, of course, that plays in part as well. But when you practice silence, you're calm. When you practice silence, you're collective. So when I say silence, I'm speaking on the broader perspective of silence. So when you're in combat, right, and you've been practicing silence, you can be mad on the inside. You can have all kind of thoughts in your head, whatever the case may be. But it's about being silent. See, when you're silent, when you have that calm spirit inside of you, when you have that still spirit inside of you, every punch is even more deadly. You're not acting out of rage. So when you're acting out of rage, when you're throwing a punch, you'll punch all the way back here, and you just mad. The benefits of being silent. See, when you're calm, that makes your strike more deadly. That makes your strike more precise. The benefits of being silent. Even when it comes to combat and you're speaking, this right here could be utilized through life, period. Silence. You have to understand the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. The benefits of being silent. I said the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. I'm going to say this one more time for Buddy in the back. I said the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. So, for an example, silence give a stronger abundance. Silence in every aspect aligns the intense positive outcome in the long run. Again, the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. It's this movie. I'm going to speak on this movie. I'm going to speak on one more thing, and we're going to dive into the community. Yeah, we're going to dive into the community gathering. Because that's why I'm sure you know, that's why y'all here, man. Y'all want to dive in. Boom. It's a movie. And I'm sure most of us have watched it. It's called American Gangster, right? With Denzel Washington. Psst, brazy. Dope movie, right? Denzel Washington, when he played in that movie, American Gangster, go watch it if you haven't seen it. He was silent. He was calm, making money. I'm talking about the biggest, I ain't even going to speak on too much because I don't, you know what I'm saying? The situations and the situations and the destinations and the questions and the you know what I'm saying? But in the movie, making money off dope. Yeah, you know, keep it gangster. He was making money off dope. Money. But guess what, though? When you seen him, plain Jane. Nice little suit, little bow and tie, nice little watch, whatever, dress shoes. Boom. He was silent. He wasn't loud with the fancy cars. The benefits of being silent. He wasn't loud with the big jewels. The benefits of being silent. Plain Jane. And he always said, he said it in the movie, right? Before a situation happened. I'm going to explain. He said, the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. What messed him up in that movie was his wife bought him a chinchilla. $50,000 chinchilla. It's his wife. You know, he trying to be nice. He trying to be respected. A $50,000 chinchilla gave him a gift, right? Like, you know what? I'm gonna wear it. They was going to a boxing match, right? Boom, they went to the boxing match. $50,000 chinchilla. He front row with all the billionaires. A black man. Front row, all the billionaires. The only one with a $50,000 chinchilla because his wife bought it for him. At that moment, the feds and the CIA was on his bumper. At that moment, because they like, yo, who is this black man front row at the most biggest boxing match in the world, sitting on the same row with big. Matter of fact, I think it was one of the billionaires that couldn't even get to the front row, but he got to the front row before they like, ooh, the feds and the CIA on his bumper instantaneously. The benefits of being silent. Now, the next thing I want to touch on real quick, y'all, is that I was having a conversation with this guy, right, man? We was sending voice memos through the phone or whatever, and something told me to expound on something for him. You know what I mean? Because I just felt like he needed it. You know what I mean? So, and I say this a lot when I post these on my stories. I say that you have to prepare for abundance in order to receive abundance. Say it 2 more times. Because we overstand, understand, and understand the power of the 3, 6, and the 9. I'm going to say it 2 more times. We have to prepare for abundance in order to receive abundance. We have to prepare for abundance in order to receive abundance. I'm going to use myself for an example and expound. Give me 5 more minutes, y'all. 5 more minutes and we diving in. What do I mean by you have to prepare for abundance in order to receive abundance? I'm going to use me for an example, right? So it's a few people in this live that have known me before, I got all the followers and, basically my success went up, right? So February and March, literally just February and March, I had like 3,000 followers. Listen to me, follow me, y'all, all right? Because I'm using myself as an example to inspire and motivate the different beings that's in this live. Because for some reason, something told me to speak on this as well. Because I already had, the benefits of being silent. I already had that. I'm like, you know what? Before I do the community gathering, before I add people, answer questions, and etc., I got to speak on this. But then something else told me to speak on this as well. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to dive in. So I'm using myself as an example. About February, March, I had 3,000 followers. Now I got many big. I got like 6 businesses, 7 business, six businesses, right? And so my main businesses that I focus on, I put them in my bio. I made a dope little link tree: music, cooking with the blood, my vegan YouTube, my semen retention and ejaculation control class. You know what I'm saying? So I put those things in there, my YouTube, et cetera, man, streaming. I put all the things that I wanted to be in there, right? In my link tree. And I set everything up. So for an example, with my music, right? I've been doing music for 2 years, right? But I got a homie, been doing music forever. He telling me what I need to do, who, what, when, where, how I need to do it, and I did it. I'm like, I gotta do it. Why? Pay attention. Why? Because my mind is in an abundant state. But see, I know I don't have to manifest abundance. Abundance is already present. I just have to know and believe that it's present in my life in order to receive it. I just have to vibrate on that frequency. You have to be on that vibration in order to receive abundance. So I've been doing music for 2 years. He told me what I need to do, how I need to do it, and I did it. My own publishing company, distribution company. You know what I'm saying? Getting paid literally I'm getting paid twice as a writer, twice as a performer, once as a I'm talking about twice for my for my publishing. I'm talking about many ways. Follow me. Right? So boom, I got all that in order, man. Because at this point, I ain't getting no streams. Nothing. You feel what I'm saying? My semen retention course, I probably got maybe 20, maybe 30 men in there. You know what I'm saying? You know, my YouTube is doing, you know, it's progression. It's progressing. But see, I know where I'm going to be. See, in order to be where I want to be at this moment, I have to operate as if I'm already there. So that means I have to have everything in order right now. I have to have all my shit in order right now. So then when abundance do physically manifest in my face, I'm not sitting here playing catch up. So February, March, I had 3,000 followers. Boom. Bitch went brazy. Excuse my language, my bad. My mama here. My mama here, my bad. Forgive me, mama. All right. So boom. Couple days, boom. Whole Instagram just went brazy. Everything went up. Everything. I was having a conversation with my homie who told me about my music and what I need to get in order. I was like, bro, look at my pay. Like, not only, like, don't get me wrong, though, you know, you get a lot of followers, boo. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. You get a lot of followers, that's boo. But it's different from having a lot of followers from when now you're able to not use them followers, but convert them followers into opportunities. See, when I gained all them followers, I'm not sitting here playing catch up. I was having a conversation. I was like, bro, now just imagine, bro, if I didn't listen to nothing you said, if I didn't have the abundant mindset, knowing that I'm going to be here, that I'm going to be in this position, even in a higher position. Now, just imagine if I didn't have none of this in order. Just imagine if I didn't have my link tree. Just imagine if I didn't have my website already dropped. Just imagine if I wasn't already speaking about health and wellness and assisting and helping people how to heal themselves. Just imagine if I didn't have my music in order. Just imagine if I did not have that abundance energy right then and there. So when abundance came, now I'm sitting here playing catch up. See, you have to prepare for abundance in order to receive it. So for those that's in this live, for those that's going to watch this, if you got a business, if you contemplating, see, you have to understand, if you sit here contemplating, you're not vibrating on the frequency of abundance. Again, abundance is already present. You just have to believe that it's present and get on its vibration, get on its frequency. So if you have a business, whatever you're trying to do, start the email, open up your email, get people out of your DM, have them folks email your business email, be professional. If you know how to sew, if you've been contemplating on creating some clothes, get the clothes. You have to already be in that position. You have to already be in that frequency, that vibration of abundance in order to receive it. You have to prepare for abundance in order to receive abundance. You have to prepare for abundance in order to receive abundance. We sit here contemplating, sitting on our phone. Yeah, I'm going to do it later. Yeah, man, do it right now. We don't have the mindset of abundance. Most of us don't even feel like we're even worthy of abundance. And y'all don't even understand the esoteric of this realm. There's this realm. Whatever you subscribe to, God, Allah, your ancestors, the universe, cosmos, it only knows one answer, and that answer is yes. So if you feel like and you think you know that you do not deserve abundance, guess what God is telling you? Guess what the universe is telling you? Guess what the cosmos is telling you? Yes, you don't deserve abundance. Why? Because it's already inside of you. So whatever that you think, speak, and write, so it shall be. Whatever you think, speak, and write, so it should be. Whatever you think, speak, and write, so it shall be. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. You got to do some shit too. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in the field. But again, whatever you think, speak, and write, so it shall be. So if you feel like you're not in a position or you don't deserve abundance, the universe is saying, yes, you don't. But once you start switching up your mindset, once you get in the vibration and the frequency of abundance and say, I do deserve this shit. This is my shit. I deserve all the good, all the abundance, prosperity, and success that is for me, and I'm going to create it. Guess what the universe is saying to you? Guess what God is saying to you? Guess what Allah is saying to you? Guess what your answer is? Yes, you do deserve it. So guess what happens next? Here you go. Abundance is something that you do not have to manifest. It is already present. You just have to believe that it's present. You have to know that it's present. You have to know that you deserve it. You have to know that it's already yours. Any and every possibility already exists in the unifield. I already spoke about this in my past lives. There's this unifield, a field, this spiritual realm that everything exists. If you can think it, it can be it. If you can think it, it can be it. It's a unifield that everything exists. All you have to do is believe that it is yours. Whatever you desire, desires you. Whatever you desire, desires you. Whatever, because we understand, and understand the power of the 3, 6, and the 9, I'm going to say this one more time. Whatever you desire, desires you. Everything that you can think of that you want inside of your life, it already exists in your life. It already exists. You just have to believe that exists, work, and get in the field. Because again, the Bible, the holy tablets even say, a man that don't work, don't eat. Prayers without work. Hello. That which you desire, desires you. My songs say, see, I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will find me as long as I stay on track. I don't chase, I attract. See, I don't chase money. I don't chase entrepreneurship. I don't chase anything, because even when we speak about this, the spelling aspect, the esoteric, the etymology of the aspect of chasing. When you're chasing something, that means something is running away from you. Whatever you're chasing, that means it's running away from you. No. That which I desire desires me. So if I'm chasing something and it's running away from me, that means it does not desire me. But what I want it to desire me. So I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to attract it by... Man, look, man. It's hot up in this motherfucker. Sheesh. It's hot. It's hot. I feel the energy. You feel me? I feel the energy. I feel the spirits. I feel it. It's hot up in this one. I ain't gonna lie. It's probably about 80 degrees. That which you desire desires you. That which you desires you. All right, man. What's up, man? Let's dive into it. I see. Okay, we got a lot of questions. We got a few people trying to join in on the live. You know what I'm saying? What's popping, y'all? What's popping? Hey, is everybody understand what I was speaking on? Does everybody feel me? Y'all feel this energy? Y'all feel the vibration? Type in some 9s, some 6s, some 3s, some 2s, some 1s. You know what I'm saying? I just some 8s, some 7s. I just want to make sure everybody understood, and understand what I was speaking on, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I'm not finna question it. I know why I had to speak on it. Because the individuals that's in here, they needed that. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I needed that. You know what I mean? Because we have to understand that we are students, regardless. Whether you're a teacher or not, you could be you're the observer and the experiencer all at the same time. I am the student and the teacher all at the same time, because again, when I reteach the knowledge that I know to you all, I'm not only teaching yourself, you all, I'm reteaching myself. I'm reteaching myself. All right, let's see. What's up, man? Let me look at these questions real quick. Matter of fact, let me add somebody in here real quick. We're going to add, all right, so we got a few people that didn't raise their hands. They finna come to the front of the class real quick. Like I did at my last community gathering. You know, I'm going to add somebody in. Boom, boom, boom. Have a little dialogue. Then I'm going to answer a few questions in the question box, all right? So, boom. So, we got Aja, California. You know, she raised her hand. Come on to the front of the class. Come on in, man. Come on to the front of the class.
What's
Hey,
up?
what's poppin', Queen? How you feeling?
Hey, wonderful God, how are you?
I'm doing amazing.
Okay, I'm in the studio. Hold up, let me get
Nah,
this
yeah, for sure.
right
All
quick.
good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably dark in here. It's dark in here. No, I'm good.
Yeah, you good. We can
Right,
see.
this is my little workspace.
Okay, for sure. That's
Okay.
dope. You did that painting back there?
Oh yeah, I made this wall.
Oh, that's fire.
But see, I do all one of one gear. So that's a corset, that's a dress.
Okay.
And I specialize in custom royal robes.
Okay, that's fire. Custom royal robes. That's hard. So you know how to sew?
Yeah, I taught myself since middle school.
Oh, I taught myself how to sew on YouTube.
Okay, that's how I learned. YouTube University all day.
Hey, hey, if that's the
You
new
want to know
school.
something? You better Google it. They got it.
That's the new school.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
But I wanted to come to you because you were talking about the benefits of being silent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a huge explosion. Maybe it might have been yesterday. The hours have been long since then.
For sure.
But I had a very needed conversation with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always told, speak your mind. Whatever you have to say it out loud. Don't hold back, speak your mind. And that started changing for me because once I got older and I started speaking my mind and speaking my truth, it became too much.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I noticed it within my mother's reaction and people around me every time I would speak some truth. it would be, oh, taken back. And I believe it was because of my delivery, because I was younger and it was the way I was bringing it to them. And I'm a Sag and I'm loud and I'm just going to give it to you like that.
For sure.
And I feel like over the years I had got really silent. I started to be quiet because I didn't want to hurt the people around me with my truth. Yeah. So I just shut up. Right? Yeah. And I remember maybe 2 years ago, I took a vow of silence. It was my own personal vow, but it was a vow of silence. And it was basically me just doing a lot of learning and noticing that the elders don't really speak too much until it's their time to speak. You know what I mean? That definitely that silence is golden. They're more into listening what we have to say and then giving us that knowledge. And I think when it got to my mother's generation, there was something missing to the point to where, yes, you can school me, but it is in the manner in which you do it. You know, and that has been my biggest issue forever, because I felt like I shouldn't have to silence my truth.
Yeah. Right.
Simply when I'm trying to learn what it is.
Right.
You know, and to bring me back, because that was a lot of background, but to bring me back into yesterday, there was a point to where I was extremely silent, and it had been, I was getting abused. At one point, I was getting physically abused by my mother, and then it turned into verbal abuse. And I didn't notice it because it was happening forever, right? But I'm 30 now. I just turned 30 in December. And so many things have just come to the forefront of my life that needed a huge, major transformation of change. So now that I'm in this space, I'm not silent. Yes, I took my vow of silence. I'm quiet. I listen. I pay attention. I love my people. But I'm not going to be silent, because I was here to relearn and then to teach. So my silence is not going to be golden in a state to where I'm to where it's like my truth isn't being told. I guess what I'm saying is, for anyone out there that feels like they are not able to speak to an elder, in me in particular, this is my mother. So I felt like I was unable to speak to her, and I had to just shut up and be quiet. I just want folks to know that you don't have to shut up and be quiet. It's not about you shutting up. Silence isn't about you tearing yourself down, or silence isn't about you not sharing the knowledge that you were given. Yes, use your discernment to know who that knowledge needs to be shared with, but don't ever feel like you have to shut up, because I've been told shut up so many times. Don't ever feel like you have to shut up because of what you say is not important. Yes, silence is golden, and I so appreciate the benefits that you gave of being silent, because it is true. Once you really do just be silent and sit with God, baby, the blessings just gonna keep coming to you. But see, for me, my whole battle with silence was somebody telling me to shut up. And it made me feel like my opinion or my truth or my questions weren't important. And then I had to go through that period of being silent to realize that's not it at all. I simply had to be silent in that moment to teach myself, okay, this is how you do it responsibly. But when it comes to you being silent, know that it does not mean you have to stop the wheels from turning and the questions from going on. It just means that at that point, you got to sit back and think about it a little while longer, right? And I feel like it's a big gap. Interrupt me if I'm doing too much.
You good, Queen. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I feel like there's a big gap, like I was saying, between certain generations. We had grandmama's generation where grandmama would listen to you. Yeah, she might pop you and tell you what you need to do, but it was never a go in the corner and shut up and don't say nothing because you don't matter, right? And then we have another generation of, and it's not just my parents, because it's my friends' parents as well. We have another generation of where they're not so old school like grandma, where they had to grow up a little faster and had to learn a little more and do a few more things, had kids in this crazy world that we have, right? So they're learning too. But simply because your parent is still with that old lack mindset does not mean that you have to be silent. It means ever more in this time that you have to speak up. They don't have as many years as we do. So I'll be damned, excuse me, but I'll be damned if anybody messes up my generational legacy based off them just wanting to be blind. You get what I'm saying? Even if it does come to an elder, you can be 60, and simply because you're 60 does not mean that you're right. Does not mean that I have to be silent in your presence when you are speaking. It is simply meaning that we are supposed to share that same mutual respect for each other, because you learned a lot and I need to learn from you so that I can teach the next generation. And I feel like I find such a, it always comes down. Now, my dad is responsive now. He's open to me now. He's learning a few things, so I appreciate it. But I feel like it's so much our duty, the younger generation, to teach them. Teach them through your silence. Yes, if they have something to say to you, sit back and hear them out. But at the same time, whatever they say is not law. You have the right to question it. You have the right to speak up. You have the right to have a dialogue with it. And I just feel like for anybody else who felt like you have to sit back and shut up for so long, baby, it's a depressive state, but it's also a very abusive state. That is self-abuse when you sit back and don't say anything. I have a very intellectual and beautiful throat chakra. I know this, right? But I shut it up for so long. I sat back for so long, and I was causing me so much stress and pain, and I didn't even know why. And I'm getting all these messages on throat chakra, and I'm getting all these things, okay? But I'm still sitting back and shutting up and not saying anything. And yesterday I was tested in the most disrespectful way. But see, my voice held so much power to where I did not stoop to that same level of where I was being tested, right? Because I know who I am. But my voice held so much power to where I was able to speak to her intellectually. I was able to give her my emotions, but I was also able to let her know that you're not coming for me in that way ever again, or mine. And so just speak up for yourself, man. I'm gonna end it like that. Just speak up for yourself. Yes,
Nah, you know, that was very powerful, and that was a beautiful story. I want to touch on a few things that you said, because wow. So one of the things that what you said and what you did, that was a form of shadow work. Going through that period of silence and understanding that, okay, it's not about me shutting up and being silent. It's about, intellectually responding the correct way. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is a form of shadow work. That was beautiful. That's amazing. And congratulations on your transition, because that is a transition. Understanding yourself, being one with self. That's what I was saying in the beginning, that when you're silent with yourself, you start to understand and understand oneself. You detach and connect. And then and another thing I want to touch on is interesting that you said about our elders. See, we can only teach what we've been taught. We can only teach what we've been willing to learn. And one of the things about it is that even when it comes to age, like, we have to understand that, like, this flesh human age has nothing to do with the spirit and the soul inside of the vehicle. And learning that and understanding that is knowing when to speak, at the same time how to speak, but then again having that discernment of not speaking. And because the reason why I say that is because we have to understand that whatever we give our attention to, we give our power to. Whatever we give our power to, we give our life force to. So, we could be talking to somebody and having a dialogue, but after the dialogue, we may feel drained. Why? That's it. Now it's too much energetically draining. It's energetically too expensive to talk to you. So I'm going to use my discernment and make the conscious decision to not shut up. No. I'm not going to shut up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be quiet, let you have that energy, because once I engage, you entertain the clown, you become a part of the circus. So once I entertain and start engaging with that energy, now my energy field is now engulfed in whatever energy that you're carrying. So, you know, I'm just agreeing with everything you said, because everything you said is powerful. You know what I'm saying? It's powerful. It's just understanding and having that discernment on when to speak, how to speak, when not to speak, when not to give your energy to whatever that dialogue or conversation or that individual may be speaking on. You know, so yeah, that was powerful, Queen, for sure.
Thank you. And I just want to touch on, I know you in the A, because you be
For
at Tassili's, right?
Tassili's, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I moved there for 2 years.
Yeah.
When I was really deep into shadow work, I stayed around the corner in the West End from Tassili's. When I feel like I was doing it all the wrong way. Y'all don't do it this way. Don't lock yourself in a room and make yourself do shadow work for 2 weeks straight. You'll drive yourself crazy, like for real. But I didn't have any guidance, so I just wanted to dive in, right?
For sure.
But I made myself get out of the house, and I walked to Tassili's every day for maybe 2 weeks, because that was a safe space for me. So anybody feels like you got to be silent or you're too much in your shadow work, get outside and find a safe space. That was such a safe space for me. Being in that backyard, just jumping around, that was everything for me. So I simply I applaud you. I appreciate you for doing what you're doing. I really do. Folks ain't out here looking like us actually doing the work. You got a lot of perpetrators, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's truly an honor. And you know, real quick, it's interesting that you even brought that up, because we have to understand that energy also, like from the esoteric and the physical side of it, energy is also in the blood. So because you said that, okay, you locked yourself in a room doing shadow work, you had so much energy going on. But see, once you got up, you start moving your body. When you move your body, your blood starts to flow. What's in your blood is chromosome. What's in your chromosome is DNA. What's in DNA is information. What that information is, remembering who you are. So once you start getting up, you start moving that blood.
Yeah.
You start remembering who you was.
Man, and I met so many cousins and my people when I would go to that house every day. All that energy every day. I'll tell you this last thing, and I'm gonna get off here because I ain't gonna take up all your time.
For sure.
I was going through the shadow work, right? I was going through it, but I was going through it in such a wrong way. And when I say a wrong way, I was blaming myself. I was shaming myself. I was mad at myself, which is why I was locking myself away, right? So when I finally felt that courage to get out, and I was out there, I remember creating my pieces, because I would vend in front of Tassili's. So I would create my pieces. And I remember the first time I ever went to go vend out there, I created my pieces all night. I said, I'm getting out of this house. I'm not doing this shadow work no more. It's okay. Great things are coming my way. And I was vibrating high.
For sure.
I get me a good night's rest, and I missed my alarm. Mind you, I didn't really miss it, because I don't miss nothing that's for me. But my alarm went off, and I did not get up, right? So as soon as I hop out of bed, I'm mad. I'm just like, I done missed the alarm and this and that. And then I just sat back and I breathed for a minute. And I chilled, and I said, wait a minute, it's going to be all right. So I took my time. I even took a bath that day. I took my time getting to the spot. Now, mind you, I was getting up at a certain time, because Tassili's is first come, first serve on the porch. You know, you got to get there. So I was like, I got to be the first one in that mud, right? Mind you, I didn't have a car in Atlanta. They had just took my vehicle, because I had Cali tags, and it was just a whole thing. So they just took it. So I was walking, and I had my rack, and I had my clothes, and I wind up walking straight up. I was walking on the side of the porch. You know how you have those vendors on the side? So I was walking to the side, because I was already like, look, I'll be on the side today. Like, it's okay. So I'm on the side, and as I'm walking, there's nobody on the porch. It is empty, but the side is full. So I'm like, whoa, this is really for me today. I'm really supposed to be in this spot. You feel me? I'm running late and everything. When I get over there to set up my rack, there was a girl I had met the day before, and I invited her there. She knew I didn't have a car. She said, sis, do you want to go pick up the rest of your stuff? We rode around the corner. In the 2 minutes it took me to get my stuff there, it would have took me 10 to walk, maybe more, because I had all that stuff, right? So mind you, I ran into a sister. Once I got out, I ran into a sister. She helps me with my stuff. I set up. That day that I set up at Tassili's, Erica Badu came to Tassili's. Wow. I walked straight up to Miss Badu. You understand what I'm saying here? You know how much power it is? How much power it is when you actually do the work and then you step outside of yourself and you say, now look, I see you. I know you're going through it. I understand everything that's going on, but I'm not blaming you for it. So guess what? I got something for you because you did that work. God has something bigger than you could have ever imagined. Now, I got names written all over this wall. Miss Badu ain't on none of them. But God is going to give you greater than you could ever imagine in this lifetime if you just believe. So, okay, I believed in myself that day. I walked on that porch that day. I was even so much in my shadow period to where I didn't fangirl out on Miss Badu like I would have. You feel me? Like, I didn't fangirl out because I was still in that little meek area, right? Either way, I took the courage inside of me and I walked over to her. I said, Miss Badu, I love you. Come pick a gift off my rack. Miss Badu bought 3 of my pieces.
Wow.
That day. And
Wow.
it's not to brag about who it is.
Yeah.
It's to show yourself that when you are on the level that you are supposed to be on, regardless if you feel like you are moving at a fast pace or not, when you are doing the work in some way, I mean baby faith, when you are doing the work, everything that is meant for you is going to come to you just in time. I thought I was late that day.
Wow.
I thought I was behind.
You was on time.
I was on top. What you mean? Every time I catch myself in a position to where I'm feeling like, oh my goodness, right? When I'm feeling like, oh, this is too much. Oh, I'm human. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I'm feeling that, I just have to take myself outside.
Yeah, that's it.
You take yourself outside, you run into your peoples.
That's it.
Good. Even if it's a baby that smiles at me, I know that baby was meant to smile at me.
That's it. That's it. And also, before you go, I want to touch on something. Because before you explained that story, you spoke on that. You felt that what you were doing, the shadow work in the beginning, you were doing it wrong. It's about perspective. You was doing it right. You was doing what you was supposed to be doing. Because if you didn't do it in the concept of the wrong way, where would you be now?
Right.
How would you even have the thought, man, I need to get outside.
Right.
I need to go. Would you even have that thought? See, what, like you said, what's for you won't miss you. You was doing what you was supposed to be doing. You were supposed to lock, because you thought to lock yourself in for 2 weeks and do that shadow work and sit in that energy. You were supposed to do that. Because now, look at you. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it.
I love it. What you mean? Don't it feel good? It feels good when you can look at yourself in the mirror and know who you are. It really does.
Ooh, I say that 2 more times because we understand, understand, and understand the powers of the 3, 6, and the 9. Please say that 2 more times.
It feels good when you can look at yourself in the mirror and know who you are. It feels good, excellent, amazing, wonderful, abundant, blessed, and everything above. When you can look at yourself in the mirror and know who you are, who your ancestors are, and whose spirit is speaking through. It feels good.
Wow. Wow. I appreciate you for coming in and tapping in with me, Queen. I really do.
I rock with you. So you gonna see me?
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it. Hey, DM me so we can connect.
I'm gonna get you in one of these royal robes too.
I gotta have it.
Right.
I gotta have it.
It was good meeting y'all. Peace,
for
fam.
Sure.
All the beautiful
love,
messages.
Queen. Ooh, that was powerful. That was powerful. Knowing that you can look yourself in the mirror and know who you are. Woo. Being able to look yourself in the mirror and know who you are. That was powerful. Oh, community gatherings. Listen, if I knew community gatherings was gonna be like this, man, I should have been doing community gatherings. What? Should have been doing community gatherings. Come on, man. What was I thinking? Beautiful. To look yourself in the mirror and know who you are. Understanding, and understanding that you are not late, you are on time. You are right where you supposed to be. You are right where you supposed to be. Whatever experiences you're supposed to experience. Whatever you're going through, you're supposed to go through. Let me answer one of these questions, then we're gonna dive back in this guy real quick. Let me see. Boom, here go one question. This is let me see it. Will it pop up? You can receive questions, but can't show them on the screen. All right. So one question from Legerius Diamond Beauty. Oh, Legerius Diamond Beauty. The question is, do you feel our parents' past traumas, miseducation, not healing and working on themselves can rub off on their children? Absolutely. I'm gonna ask the question one more time. It says, do you feel our parents' past traumas, miseducation, not healing and working on themselves can rub off on their children? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said in the live when Queen was just on, you can only teach what you've been taught. You can only teach what you've been willing to learn. You know, and what you've been willing to do, what you've been willing to accept. You understand what I'm saying? It's, you know, it's, yes, most definitely. Most definitely. And I feel like a lot of that actually can come from the beginning of the womb. You understand what I'm saying? Because once you start conceiving, right? And for a woman to, first off, I'm gonna speak on men. First and foremost, whatever chromosomes, whatever our DNA, whatever the condition of our DNA is in, once we ejaculate inside of a queen to pregnate her, all of that DNA, those chromosomes, those chemicals, excuse me, those steroids, et cetera, goes inside of the you know, the woman's womb to conceive. You understand what I'm saying? And so whatever, and the reason why I say whatever condition our DNA is in is because we have to understand that when it comes to different emotions, and I said this before, different emotions hold spiritual components. You know what I'm saying? They have vibrations, frequency. And those emotions, which is nothing but energy and motion, is energy, is vibration, is frequency. So it holds different spirits on it. That's why I said in my last live, depending on your emotions, you can either be attracting angels and or attracting demons, attracting high vibrations or attracting low vibrations. That's all it is. Energy and motion. So whatever our DNA and condition that we in, based off the emotions that we are feeling at that point in moment in time, not just the emotions, but what we're feeding ourselves physically, emotionally, spiritually, music, TV, food, environment, whatever the condition, all of this takes hold of our DNA because whatever you put inside of your body, your DNA replicates itself, turns into RNA, and it literally becomes you. So whatever the condition of your DNA is in, that is held in the semen. So once that is conjoined with the female's womb to conceive, whatever her condition of DNA is in, it combines. So it actually starts in the womb. That's why it's very important to actually, you know, start conceiving when you're fully healed. When you, I'm not even gonna say fully healed. or at least working on yourself, working on the DNA aspect, on a cellular, working on yourself on a cellular level. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that just to bring it down to the macro, and then we go off to the micro when it comes now, you know, all the traumas, man. I don't have to expound on the traumas and the environments and the situations that, you know, we may be in. The thing is this, right? Because I don't want to just focus on I guess you could say conditions that could affect the different generations and younger generations, and an aspect of hindrance. I want to speak on more so as long as the father and the mother, rather together or not together, when it comes down to raising the younger generation or just giving to the younger generation, teaching to the younger generation, as long as those individuals are working on themselves consistently, and they can pull a younger generation to the side and know how to communicate and elaborate. Hey, listen, little homie, or listen, little brother, or listen, son, listen, daughter, listen, younger generation. Instead of you doing this, how about you do this? Hey, listen, I can only speak on what I've been through and what I've experienced. So what I suggest you should do, what I feel that because listen, when it comes to speaking to the younger generation, you have to know and you have to learn how to speak to them in the words to use. You know what I'm saying? And the reason being is because I was once that younger generation of somebody trying to tell me what to do. You know what I mean? Although because I had to learn a lot of things on my own, you know, I already spoke about this shadow work, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a certain way how to speak to younger people so they could literally leave your presence and they'll think like, yeah, I think I should take her or his advice. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll start looking up at you, because in most situations we have to understand that the child in all of us, and the child and the kid in all of us want somebody to tell us what to do, want somebody to teach us, want somebody to guide us. That's the child in us. But because we've been growing up, probably we grew up alone, no father figure, no mother figure, whatever the situation may be, and we had to learn a lot on our own, we grow up and be like, well, shit, I've been learning on my own. You know what I'm saying? I don't really need nobody to teach me or tell me certain things. You feel what I'm saying? So to answer your question, yes. And I pray I answered your question, and I hope and pray that, for those that's on here overstood and understood everything that I spoke about, that I just said. You know what I mean? So yeah, for sure. All right, boom. Let's see, man. Who else raising their hand over here? We gotta cut down. We got a lot of people trying to tap in. Sheesh, it's 10:30 already. God damn. All right, bet. Fight. Come on. Let's see who we got. Boom. All right, so who else raising their hand? Boom. We got Kayla Jones. Come on, Kayla Jones. Kayla raised her hand. She want to come to the front of the class. Come on to the front of the class. Let's do it. What's up, Kayla?
Hello. Let me put something on. I didn't know you was gonna tap mine. Hold on.
Yeah, it's just random. It's random.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. What time? We all on here vibing, man.
Did not know you was gonna tap mine. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what happens when you raise your hand.
What you say? You say you gotta be ready, huh?
Hey, listen. You have to understand that a real soldier sleeps with his boots on. If you already ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you already ready, you ain't gotta get ready. That's why I say you gotta prepare for abundance.
To get it.
What's poppin', Queen?
Hey.
Hey. How you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm enjoying your live.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you for tapping in with me, man.
I was wanting to speak about, so I like your energy, right? And I want to speak about, like, I've been on, like, OnlyFans, right? And my friend was telling me yesterday, she was like, she feel like I should get off of that. Because she said she thinks it's going to consume me. Because she know that's not me. Because I'm just doing it for the money. So I'm trying to like figure out where am I going with the OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Like, because I like art. I paint. So I'm like, is painting what I need to do to free myself? Because I'm just doing it for the money. It's cool money, but I don't know what to do really, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that. So you saying is OnlyFans something that you don't want to do?
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it like long term. I'm just doing it because it's money. It's easy money. Like you wake up to money, you know? So like.
So how about this? How about this, right? So 8 years ago, I had a job. I was working at Panera Bread, right? But I wanted to become an entrepreneur. So I drew out a plan. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work at Panera Bread, right? Save up enough money, get the things that I need for my business. I'm gonna still work at Panera Bread, but I'm gonna cultivate my business. Once I start making even close to money off my business from Panera Bread, I'm done. So how about and like I said, I can only speak on what I've experienced and what I've been through. So how about you approach it from that perspective? How about, okay, boom. Obviously, you know, you say you're doing OnlyFans just for the money, paying the bills, you know, it's getting you right. So continue doing that, but because you don't want to do it, take that money, and you say you like doing art, you like painting. Take that money, or you know what I'm saying, once the bills is done, the leftovers that you can invest, you know what I'm saying? Forget about the nails, forget about the hair, forget about the makeup. It's about sacrifices. Now it's about how bad you want it. Now it's about preparing for abundance in order to receive abundance. What you want more. So you take that money, invest it, get the paint brushes, get the best, you know what I'm saying, the best paints, get all of that. You know what I mean? And now, boom, open up a Shopify, do some paintings, one-on-one paintings, throw it on there. Now, once you start making at least the money that's close to OnlyFans, you done. You ain't got to do OnlyFans no more. You feel me? Like, you got to paint up. Like, hey,
because I'm a bottle girl as well, where I live.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about, we just opened up a new club. So my boss don't know this, but like I paint and stuff. I really don't showcase it, even though like people see it and stuff like that when they come over. I don't really showcase it. So I was thinking about like starting there, like maybe because it'll be showcased because a lot of people go to these clubs. So and then a lot of people know me. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do that as an opportunity for free, of course. Like a beautiful picture for his club. That's like clubby, you know? And I was thinking about that as a gift and just be like, hey, you know, because I seen in the room, it needs an art piece right there.
Sure.
And he just opened up this new club. So
you know what you could do? Just a suggestion. You can paint something fire, right? Big in that room. Put a price under it, right? And then when somebody buy it, you put another one right there. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, of course, you know, you got to get permission, whatever the case may be. But boom, if you can do that, what? And another thing, man, I don't know where you stay, but I'm out here in Atlanta. You do art, you do painting. Listen, you can go to the city. You can rent out a nice little spot, right? A nice little studio spot. Maybe like what, $200 an hour, maybe, right? Have all your paintings. You can do a whole museum. Boom, you know what I'm saying? You have some people selling food in there. You can have an open spoken word. People, you know, you can make it a real vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
vibe,
you say
yeah.
you know a lot of people know you. What? Your shit'll go crazy.
I have a few people in Atlanta that I know and stuff. They be telling me I need to come out there and stuff like that. But I'm from Arkansas, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I never been nowhere for real. I only been like to Florida, so I never been to Atlanta.
Yeah, man. Okay, so from the entrepreneur standpoint, what you could also do is
Mhm.
I don't know how long you've been in the live, but we were speaking about YouTube. You can go on YouTube and Google is the new school. You can go on YouTube and figure out what to do and how to create a business from painting. You know what I'm saying? Different ideas, and then you just brought up a new idea about yourself about the club you work at. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say? Whoever that run a club, you can talk to them and have a whole museum in there for free because you work there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't think about all that.
When you create the poster, you got to think about it. When you create the poster, what you can do is the event free. The only thing you paying for is when you come in, the club, they sell the food already. They got the bottles. Boom.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be free for you because you bringing customers. Then you bringing money for yourself because you making it a whole art show. I'm just hey. Listen, I've been an entrepreneur for 8 years, so it's like whatever ideas that come to me, my mind just start going. And I'm all about helping. You feel what I'm saying? I'm all about just pouring and pouring and pouring. So you can't even listen, Queen, you can do this, that, third, and it's a whole lot of shit you could do to quit that OnlyFans, man, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Because
go
it's not
crazy.
something I want to do. Like, it's just I do it for the money. Like, a lot of people judge OnlyFans girls, I guess, but it's just really just for the money.
For
So
sure.
I'm like, but then I don't want myself to be in that light for real.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I fully understand it. Yeah, man.
it's just
Man,
not me.
take that money, invest, man. Invest that money into what you really want to do. Create an Instagram and or use your Instagram you have now. Promote your artwork and go crazy.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah,
Like you said,
you gotta be real about it though. You know what I'm saying? Like for
what
real.
you had said something about just because you thinking about it doesn't mean nothing. Cause like you were saying earlier, it's like you just thinking about it, you doing it, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. You were like, nah, I'll do it right now.
When we done with this live, go ahead and create the business email. Go ahead and think about the name, your artist name. Go ahead and think about your next piece. Go ahead and think about who, what, when, where, and how you gonna take the money from OnlyFans, invest it. So you gotta plan, plot, and strategize before you mastermind. Again, you gotta plan, plot, and strategize before you mastermind. I'm gonna say it one more time because we understand, and understand the power of the 360 to 9. You have to plan, plot, and strategize before you mastermind. So go ahead and sit with yourself. Hey, the benefits of being silent. Tomorrow I'm sure it's late. So tomorrow you're gonna have to sit with yourself. You're gonna have to sit in silence. You have to come up with a plan on who, what, where, and how to do this and how to make it happen. How to transition from OnlyFans to really doing the shit that I really want to do.
Yeah.
You got it, man. It's yours, man.
I love your page too. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm so happy. Oh, I want to become a vegan. I was looking at your stuff. I was like, I want to become a vegan. Be all healthy.
Yeah.
Making my own juice. What you make?
Hey, once you become vegan, you're not gonna want to go back. I promise.
I start with smoking papers, so I guess a little, starter.
Yeah, that's a start. Hey, listen, one brick a day. One brick a day, you eventually out of the house. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for tapping.
Later. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know how to hang up. How you hang up?
I don't know. You just gotta. I guess you just gotta. I don't even know what most people do. Is just click out the live and then just
click back in. Okay, bye.
All right. For sure, man. Yeah, powerful. Kayla Jones, powerful, man. Yeah, man. Hey, yeah. See this platform, community gatherings, man. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever questions, whatever concerns, I am going to do my best to my ability to assist, help, and pour into you, man. I promise, man. Yeah. Tap in. Let's see what other questions we got. Let's see. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so boom, here go a question by Fake Flacco. Fake Flacco. It says, how do we deal with people's trauma when it comes to silence? How do I help them? How do I help them become aware? I'm gonna ask the question one more time. How do we deal with people's trauma when it comes to being silent? How do I help them become aware? I'm gonna tell you how you help them become aware. You help them become aware by first making them aware of if they want to be aware. I'm gonna say that again. To help them become aware is to help them be aware if they of the trauma, to see if they really want to be aware of the trauma. The reason why I said, okay, what do I mean by that? I know that's kind of like a tongue twister. I mean by, you can't want more for somebody than what they want for themselves. See, you can be telling somebody, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third. You can be telling somebody they're trying to help them, but see, it could be going in one ear and out the other because they're not trying to hear it, because they don't want to be aware of the trauma. They don't want to be aware of the healing process. They don't want to go through the process. They don't want to do what you're telling them. What they want to do is suppress it, drink and smoke all day, or eat from an emotional standpoint and ignore the issues and ignore the problems and ignore the situations. So first, what you have to do is you have to make sure that that person is ready to receive the help that you're trying to give. Because you have to understand that a lot of people fuck up their own blessings. And y'all know the etymology of blessings. I don't really like using it, but for lack of better words, for you all to understand what I'm saying. A lot of people actually fuck up their own blessings by not wanting to receive the blessing. It's kind of like success. See, a lot of people are not successful because they're scared of success. A lot of people are not successful because they are scared of success. I'm gonna say it one more time. A lot of people are not successful because they're scared of the success. Nah, see, they want the money, they want the house, you know what I'm saying? They want their business flourishing. They don't want to work. They want to go to the beach every day. They want to kick back with their feet. They want to do that. They want to do that. See, they're not scared of the end result. That's not what they're scared of. They're not scared of the end result. They love that. You know what I'm saying? They love that. They love the end result. What they're scared of is the process. What they're scared of is the unknown. They like being comfortable. I spoke about this on my last live. You have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. So the individual that you're speaking on about trying to help them heal from trauma or inform them about the trauma that they have, first you have to use your discernment and see if they are ready to receive the help that you're ready to give. If not, it's nothing you can do, because now you're draining yourself. If they're not ready to receive the help that you're ready to give, at this point you become draining. You're draining yourself, and at this point they're self-sabotaging the help that you're trying to give. You can't drain yourself. So be it. I'm gonna love you from a distance. I pray I answered your question. Excuse me. Let's see who else want to tap in, man. Man, it's 11 o'clock, man. It's all good. We finna dive in though. Fuck, we on here. Let's see. Who raising their hands? A lot of people raising their hands, man. Down there, the whole class raising their hand. Yeah, listen, I got you. All right, so boom. We got 3 to none. 3 to none. You raised your hand. Come on to the front of the class, buddy. Come on to the front of the class.
We back in the building.
Oh, we back in the building. What's poppin', Queen?
What's poppin', God?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Studying. College days. But just to tap in with you real quick, I'm not gonna be here long.
For sure.
When you said being scared of your own success, that's something that I personally had to grow out of, and it was really, really hard because when you're arriving, I feel like people end up being scared of their own success because you're so accustomed to being the person that you are. You wake up and the only person or the only version of yourself is the person that follows this path, is the person that eats meat, the person that lives this life with these type of friends. So it's scary diving in and creating someone new, because now you have to introduce yourself to a whole different person, a whole new life. So it's like I want to tap in on that. Like, what's the fear that is behind that? The fear of becoming and growing into a new version of yourself.
It's interesting. Wow. I just got this quote, and this quote, I'm sure we've all heard this quote. Our biggest fear is not that we are inadequate, but it's because we are powerful beyond measure.
That from the basketball movie? Ooh, that shit hit me deep.
Yeah. Coach Carter.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm gonna say this one more time. It's not that our biggest fear is not that we are inadequate, but it is because we are powerful beyond measure. And when you tie that in, it's the powers of the unknown. We don't know how powerful we are.
Mm-hmm.
So even if we think about how powerful we are, it's scary, or it's uncomfortable. So I pray I answered your question. It's just as soon as you dived in and you start speaking, it's like I instantly got that quote. Like, it's not that we're not able to be successful. All of us are able to be. Abundance, again, is forever present. It's nothing that we have to manifest. It's forever present.
It's just being open to receiving that abundance. It's just about stepping out of your own way and letting the universe. Because a lot of times we manifest so much, we're in the constant state of want. And I want this.
Yeah.
Wait for this to come into my life. But when are you gonna slow down and really receive? When are you gonna slow down and really accept who you are, accept what you are, and accept that you're deserving of everything that you want?
And it's interesting that you say that as well, because a lot of times we not only confuse ourselves, but we even confuse the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want so much, we don't know how to zone in, focus on one thing, and once that one thing come, cultivate it, nurture it, then move on to the next. Steve Harvey.
Allow it to blossom. Yeah.
Steve Harvey. I was listening to something he said. It was a couple years ago. It was when I first became an entrepreneur. And he said this, and don't quote me because we'll do whatever. But he was like, he said, everything I touch turns to gold.
I think I heard that one.
He said, everything I touch turns to gold. Why? Because I don't touch everything. Everything I touch turns to gold because I don't touch everything. What I do is, whatever I want, I go get it. I focus on one thing. I go get that one thing. And he was speaking about his business because, he was speaking about a business at this point. I attained this business. I focused on this business 5, 6, 7 years, cultivated it. Now it's on autopilot. The money's making money. I don't have to solely invest all of my time in it. So now what I can do is move on to the next business.
Mm-hmm.
Do the same thing. Now this is the second business that's on autopilot, and it's so forth and so forth. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just interesting that you say that when you say, well, you know, we want so much, but it's like we don't just confuse ourselves, we confuse the universe because we don't even know what we want.
Exactly. And then we ask for something, and then we ask for the ladder, and it's like, it's about focus. We don't really pay attention to how powerful our attention is and how powerful our focus is. And when we want something, we zone it and we create it. Like a lot of times people like will manifest illness on themselves because they're so scared of that illness. But the thing is, you're focusing on it and you're calling it to yourself. The universe listens to you. You demand the universe. You are the universe. You created everything, and everything is you. So you pull everything towards you. You just need to focus your energy on what you really want. And that's so true.
Whatever you give your attention to, you give your power to. That which you give your power to, you give your life force to. Hello.
But yeah, is that a protection bag on your wrist?
Oh nah, this is meditation beads. So basically what happens is that when I'm in my meditative state and I focus on breathing, I would set my it's also called prayer beads. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but
yeah, I can see
when I'm in my meditative state, I hold my hand like this and I put my thumb on the first bead. I will focus on breath. I breathe in, I breathe out. That's one. Then I go to once I start that next breathe in, I go on to the next bead. So it's about I guess you can say assisting in focusing on breath and just being. So that's just what this is.
That's really cool. From afar, it looked like, you know, the little pouches where sometimes you keep crystal in there.
Yeah, you can put it in. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you put your mugwort or your protection crystal. Something about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, thank you for, clicking me on. It was good talking.
Oh yeah, for sure. I appreciate you for tapping back in with me.
Always, always. Peace.
Love, God. Powerful, man. Yeah, powerful, man. It's about focusing on what you want. Wow, that's interesting she said that. You know, we want so much. We want so much, we don't even know what we want. We want so much that we don't even know what we want. Let's see, what else we got? Boom. Let's see. Let's go to the next question real quickly. Split you for me. Word to moms, B. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Okay, this question is from, okay. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so do shadow work. Okay, do you have, all right, somebody, hi, lick, kick. Yeah, it says, do you have any suggestions or advice on intentionally doing shadow work? Yeah, so for an example, of course, my advice, like I said, I can only speak on, what I have done when it came to shadow work. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I could advise you to do is, the first thing you can do is, which is what I did, I went on YouTube. I went onto YouTube, I looked up shadow work, tried to see what shadow work was. I looked up different topics, you know what I'm saying? And I started to go off those topics. You want to journal. And one thing you have to understand about shadow work is that shadow work is something that you cannot lie to yourself about. You have to be brutally honest. You know what I'm saying? I say this example all the time. I've done a lot of shadow work, still doing shadow work. But one of the things that I always explain, right, is that I'm gonna try to make it quick because I want to ask somebody else in here, right? One of the shadow works is that I had asked myself, and over time you'll start asking your own self questions about why you are a certain way. You know what I mean? And you will start really diving into the inner child inside of you that needs healing. You know what I mean? And so one of the things that I asked myself was that why is it that I have a problem with people telling me what to do? Sometimes in certain situations. I sat with myself, I wrote it down, sat with myself, and I came to the conclusion that I developed the problem of having somebody tell me what to do was because as a child, I needed that male or that man figure in my life to tell me what to do. I needed that and I wanted that. So because I didn't have that and I had to learn a lot of things on my own, as I got older, I started to have this egotistical energy about me, like, yo, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, who is you telling me what to do? I don't need you to tell me what to do, simply because I've been learning everything on my own. You know what I mean? But once I started to realize, once I came to that standpoint and I started to realize that, you know what I'm saying, I became more open to, I became more open to and more receptive to constructive suggestions, you know what I'm saying, and advice, and advice and guidance, you know what I mean. Now, of course, it's up to my discernment to use that guidance or to to go off what this individual may have suggested. It's my discernment, but at least I didn't catch an attitude. At least I didn't get irritated. At least I was receptive of what this individual was telling me. So that's one thing about shadow work. I say this all the time. You know, when shadow work comes about, I use this analogy a lot. And the only reason why I use this analogy a lot is because, honestly, you know, it's like it literally has a huge effect on me. And it actually made my perspective broader. You know what I mean? It made me want, at this point, it made me want to have somebody tell me, hey, you know, I think you should do this, or, you know, hey, what about this, or what about, you know what I'm saying? It made me want to do that. It made me open up. It made me get rid of that irritation, that agitation, that attitude of somebody telling me what to do. You know what I'm saying? Being on a defense mode, like, yo, who is you? Don't be telling me what to do. I had to learn all, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, boom. I hope I pray I answered your question. Let's see, man. We got a lot of people trying to tap in with me. All right, bet. Let's see what else. What's that? What else we got? We got Mystic Moon Star. She raised her hand, so I'm gonna come on to the front of the class. Mystic Moon Star. What's poppin'? Come on to the front of the class, man. Grand.
Hi.
Hey, what's
I don't know
poppin'?
if you guys can see me.
Yeah, we can see you. How you feeling?
I'm speechless. Like, this is the second event that I attended, and I'm just like, these are my people.
For sure.
You guys are my people.
It's
Like,
the tribe.
this is my tribe. I finally found y'all. I've been looking for y'all for so long.
Yeah, it's the tribe, man. It's the tribe. I'm glad you were able to tap in and introduce yourself to the tribe.
Yes, we are fam. We finally met.
Yeah.
I actually manifested you answering this because I was like, I don't know if you ever heard of Abraham Hicks.
For sure.
You ever heard of Abraham Hicks method?
Say that again?
The Abraham Hicks method?
Nah.
She's
What is it?
basically, look it up. She basically speaks about the exact same thing that you're talking about, but I just love her approach.
Say that again. You said, what is it?
Abraham Hicks. It's like the art of letting go and not stressing yourself out and like believing what you want and then just let it go and it'll come. So the whole time I'm like, when she tells you when you want it so bad, you're like pushing it away from you because you're giving off the vibration that that you are of lack. So she says switch up.
My bad. Go ahead, Queen.
So she says if you switch up your vibration and like convince yourself, really believe that it's already there and you let it go, it'll come to you. And that's what I just did because I'm like, I'm not gonna get picked in this damn lottery. But I just manifested that. But that's,
it's sort of like this thing that I always say. It's like knowing that you need nothing attracts everything. Exactly. Knowing that you need nothing attracts everything.
In every sense, in every way of your life.
Wow.
Yeah. But my main question, right? I'm sure there's many more empaths in this tribe. And I feel like there's different levels of empaths that range. And I feel like I'm on the most extreme range to the point where it's like a gift and a curse. So I know you were speaking earlier about like not giving people the energy and like just grounding yourself and being silent.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, my problem would be because I'm such an extreme empath, I'm constantly reading energies around me. My nervous system is so like sensitive to any detail that like I overprocess. I feel people's feelings for them, and I'm like, oh my God, how do I separate myself from this so that I don't vibe on your low level if you were to come for me?
I fully understand it because I was once there. I was once there, and the reason why I'm saying I was once there because you know, when a student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Oh my God, I love that. Cool.
The reason why I say I was once there is because I learned something.
Okay.
It's the difference, right, between two words and two actions: observing and absorbing.
Observing. I'm gonna write this down.
For sure. Absorbing and observing.
Ah, okay.
Two different
This
things.
rings a bell, yes.
See, being an empath, a very strong empath, because you are an empath, that means you also have healing energy as well.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're able to speak to people. People are able to talk to you about problems.
Literally, people have me under their contact, Sarah the therapist. I'm like,
are
you using me at this point? Like,
I
I'm about
already
to send
know.
you an invoice.
I was there. I already know. But see, the thing when it comes to empaths that are on that level and that are still growing, we have to understand how to observe the energy, how to give the advice or give the energy that's needed to assist whatever that situation may be. We have to learn to observe, but not absorb it.
Okay,
Because once we absorb it, we become that which we absorb.
Exactly. Especially if somebody want to try you that day.
For sure. Yeah, facts. If somebody try, but you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm gonna keep it gangster with you. I have been so tapped into my empathic powers, right? That because I can feel energy, I can detect when someone is going to try me or is about to try me.
Yes.
I can detect.
But doesn't that make you go more, like, give you more anxiety? Like, oh my God, now I have an idea. This is what they're gonna say. Now I'm gonna say this. And like,
see, that's why you have to learn how to observe and not absorb it. Because now, let me tell you.
Learn how to do that.
Let me give you an example. See, when you observe that energy, that somebody's about to try you, you can observe it and be like, okay, if this person try me, I know how I'm gonna get, and so this gonna go this, that, and the third. Let me remove myself.
Let me remove myself.
See, now the difference is now when you absorb that energy, you like, oh, buddy finna try me. Oh, you know what? Bet he finna try me. Bet. I'm absorbing that energy. So now, bet we finna get out. Right. We have to learn how to listen to that empathic energy and absorb it. I mean, not absorb it, but observe it. We have to observe it and detach ourselves and remove ourselves from that environment.
Wow. I found one grounding at meditation that helped me do it. It was like basically like a visualization. It's like I think this applies for anybody who has like a lot of anxiety or just like a lot of thoughts all the time. It was like a visualization where you just look at the thoughts, like they're just passing you by. That helped me, but I'm like, I have to constantly maintain that.
Right.
But I guess that's shadow work. So
yeah, that shadow work. And you know, and the
shadow work.
reason, man, it's like I know this so well because of, you know, the environment that I grew up around, and also what we are, especially with empaths, right? We have to understand that, or at least I can speak for myself, and I said this in my last live, that it's always up with me. I'm all about peace, love, light, positive energy. I'm all about it. But
Amen.
it's always up with me. But see, because I'm intelligent, and because I know how to observe and not absorb, it's always up with me. But see, I give my respect first.
Give your respect first.
You know, and what I mean by that is, and I'm a man, so I can only speak from a man. Like, for an example, if I accidentally bump into it, if a man accidentally bump into me, I'm instantly, oh, excuse me, bro, my bad. He bumped into me, but I'm the one saying excuse. I'm giving my respect first. I'm giving the positive and love energy first, because it's already up with me. So if the energy transition, if we gotta lower the vibration a little bit, then we can do that. But see, I would rather give my respect first. I would rather give my love and my positive energy first, because like I said in my last live, if Buddy bumped into me, right, and I said, oh, my bad, bro, excuse me, you know what I'm saying? And he may recognize me, or I may recognize him, and now we're indulging in a more intellectual conversation. So now we can look at this us bumping shoulder as if the universe connected us for a reason, instead of being attached to that program of, if somebody bump into me, oh, it's going down. Right. We can transition that perspective and that perception on, you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, we're meant to have this, basically.
For sure.
And I watched your last one, literally, your last live, and
you got the book.
This book is, woo, y'all better go get you this book, okay? Dr. Joe Dispenza. Y'all be talking about esoteric shit is not real. This guy is a neuroscientist who will prove it to you, and he got diagrams. Y'all want to know the real shit? You better read this.
The Power of Now. Becoming Supernatural.
Yes.
Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Yes. Y'all should check out his YouTube videos. If you don't like reading books, he will help you reprogram your brain. Like him, Abraham Hicks is pretty good. Bob Proctor. I love Abraham Hicks though. Hers click with me like no other. Like I really think everybody should go check Abraham Hicks.
I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna tap in with Abraham Hicks. I never heard of it, but I'm gonna tap
I'll
in.
just leave off with this one last example about Abraham Hicks, about her teaching you how to let go. So one morning on my way to work, I was like really getting interested into learning some type of like code language called R. And I was like desiring it so badly. I'm like, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just let it go. I'll let the universe bring it to me somehow, some way. I just trust it'll come. I get to work, and one of my coworkers comes, and we just have a conversation. And then I tell him what was on my mind, which is speak and listen. I feel like that's part of this, you know, instead of being silent, you're speaking your mind. And then he just gave me, he's like, oh, guess what? I'm like the best coder you could find, like possibly speak to. I'll be right back. And he comes back with a USB chip with the exact software that I needed to learn that program. Wow. And that was 30 minutes after I did the Abraham Hicks method. Wow. So I could only imagine what else y'all could do with that.
Wow, that was powerful. Now just imagine if you just go with life, just like that. Just like, okay, I want this, I'm gonna get it, and now
just like that. Just like, I wish it was that easy. My anxiety would not let it be that easy.
Wow.
But thank you so much. I appreciate
gratitude, Queen. I appreciate you tapping in.
Gratitude. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, that was powerful, man. Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna tap it. Oh, that book is called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Abraham Hicks, The Art of Letting Go. I'm gonna tap in. Most people just exit out and just tap back in the live.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
finally figured it out.
I don't know how to leave either. Abraham Hicks, The Art of Letting Go. That's interesting. That's interesting. I like that. All right, y'all. It's getting pretty late. I'm gonna answer one more question. I'm gonna tap one more person in. All right, y'all. Give me 1 second. I got you. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Can a pregnant woman take any of your herbs? Yes. Well, no. You gotta email me. I gotta figure out. I need to figure out why you need to take my herbs. This is A first 6. Can a pregnant woman take any of your herbs? A pregnant woman can take some of my herbs, but it's specific. It has to be taken in a specific form. So please email me, thebloodthatheals@gmail.com, so we can have a conversation about that. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to find a question, y'all. Boom. It's a lot of questions. Let's see. All right, here go one. Hey, this is from the Soul of Jazz. How do you suggest silencing the ego, being able to discern the voice of ego versus messages from source? That's a great question. I'm gonna ask that question one more time. How do you suggest silencing the ego, being able to discern the voice of ego versus messages from source? That's a great question. That's a great ass question. So how do I discern ego from messages from source? Again, y'all, I can only speak from my perspective, what I experience. So one of the things how I discern from ego is realizing, am I operating in a space of love, or am I operating in a space of emotions? Now, the reason why I say that, and like I said, y'all can only speak for myself, all right? I can only answer these questions based off my perspective and what I go through. So, if other people got different perspective, that's bull, all right? I go off by if I am going based off of love or other emotions. The reason why I say love and or other emotions is because love is divine connection. Love is divine feminine and divine masculine. Love is balance. Love is the emotional component, the spiritual emotional component that connects all. Now, when I speak on other emotions, I speak on anger. I speak on being upset, sadness, and most importantly, fear. Fear is a sickness. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you can say, when I am dealing with a situation or I'm involved into something, and the best way for me to discern if I am basing my reaction or my actions based off ego or discernment from source is if I am operating in love. I ask myself, is this out of love? And it ain't got to be love with somebody else. It can be love for me, based off of me. You know what I'm saying? So am I operating off of love, or am I operating off of other emotions, off of man-made creation emotion, man-made taught emotions? Prime example, fear. You know what I mean? So I pray I answered your question. I'm gonna add one more person in here, y'all, and then we getting off. It's 11:30, man. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Let me scroll down. Like, golly, it's a lot of people, boy. Y'all try to tap in. All right, so listen, I'm gonna add one person. So we got let me see. We're gonna add Kiki Lachey. She raised her hand. So let's pop it. Come on to the front of the class. Kiki, where you at?
That is crazy. Hi.
What's poppin', Queen? How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
Peace and
feeling
blessings.
amazing.
That's crazy. Like, I did not expect that, but I made the comment to somebody else to stay ready, and
Stay ready.
here we are. First of all, I recently started following your page, like maybe a month or two ago. And this is my first live that I've been in of yours, so that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
And the first queen that joined the live, and forgive me, I did not remember her name, but she talked about like speaking her truth, and it just kind of made me think about being silenced myself. And so my spiritual mentor, she asked the question, how is my relationship with self? And that kind of got me to thinking, of course, doing the shadow work. And she was like, give yourself a number, rate it. And I gave myself a 7.5 out of 10, because I've been doing a lot of shadow work the past like year and a half, 2 years, coming from leaving the military, taking all sorts of medications, binge eating, having a toxic marriage and getting out of that, so much stuff. But then she asked, how would you get it to, let's say, an 8? And thinking about that, my answer was trusting myself with myself, which she tells me all the time. And I would hear it and I'm like, okay, like, what does that mean? What does that look like? So doing just kind of more shadow work and just looking within, getting silence, I had to learn that, well, I realized that I want to trust myself with myself, because I want to listen and be able to actually hear myself. Everyone obviously has intuition, and I had to then think, like, why don't I trust myself? And I realized it obviously goes back to when I was a child. I'm very empathic, and I didn't know about gaining everyone's energy. I mean, I'd go from being happy and to like crying in the next second. And my mom was bipolar as well, so that kind of played a part in it too. But I always had this urge to help people. I never like wished any like ill will on anyone. So I would always like do and say things that I thought at the time was helping someone else. And a lot of the times those thoughts and actions turned into it being like wrong. That's how it was portrayed. And I was told I was selfish or wrong in general. So I kind of got to the point where I basically shut down. I kind of disconnected from self, which that's one of the worst things we can do, but I didn't know that I was doing it at the time. So I stopped listening to self, and I started just doing and saying all the things that other people, usually my mom and dad, wanted me to do, basically to get their approval. Now, in doing this, I stopped listening to myself. I stopped hearing. So I wasn't following intuition. I wasn't following my spirit. I wasn't listening to my higher self. I got the message, I'm not good enough. So don't listen to this. Do what everybody else wants and what they say, because they're right. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I had to say this because I feel like there's other people out there that are going through that same thing. So with that, I basically had to learn that with that, I gave the message to self that I don't need my own opinion anymore. I started going everywhere outside for answers. I would ask everyone all these questions, even when I knew what I wanted to do or what I wanted to say, even. But I was needing validation and confirmation and just answers from everyone but me. And I don't want to say that's wrong, but that's not how it should be.
Right.
Everything that we do and say, we should go to self first. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting confirmation. Don't get me wrong. But if we're not going to self and getting silent,
Hello.
like it all connects. It all connects. And it's like I had to learn to align my mind, body, and spirit, learning what I take in, all this food that's, making people unaware that we just stay and sleep, you know. But all of this connects, and it kind of resonated with what you were saying with the benefits of being silent, because with being silent we gain understanding, we get to hear ourselves, we get to learn to trust ourselves. So I don't know, that was just the message that I had, and I am really grateful. And now I gotta try out, is it to Sealy's? Now
Yeah.
I gotta go to that place, because
Yeah, that was powerful. That's beautiful, and I'm thankful for your message, because you elaborated it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you elaborated and went more in depth with basically what I was elaborating on, what I was imputing, and that's powerful. Especially like your story about disconnecting with yourself and looking for validation outside. Like, at that point, once you disconnect from yourself and you start attaching yourself to what everybody else think or say, at that point, that's the moment you lose the trust in yourself. Yourself starts to lose trust in self. So because you're putting so much trust in everybody else, that's why at that point, with your spiritual counselor, your mentor, you know what I'm saying, asking you, like, what will it take to trust yourself, doing that shadow work and going back, like, at that moment, when I disconnected from myself and attached myself to what everybody else thought, what everybody else think I should do, what everybody else say, at that moment, I lost the trust in myself. And that's powerful. And once you start understanding the benefits of being silent and sitting with yourself, you start connecting with yourself, detaching to connect.
Absolutely. And like you said, not absorbing, but just observing, because as we take in that, like how I just needed all this confirmation and answers from everyone else but me, I'm getting all these energies, and that's creating a state of confusion. Confusion and fear and doubt. Those are entities. And that feeds, like those spirits, those are strong. And I mean, that's what leads to, and that's why I think I'm in school for psychology and I'm trying to become a spiritual life coach, because that stuff, like, this is serious. This is a spiritual warfare out here. People out here just out here cooking dinner and going to work 9 to 5, and we are battling things.
Yes.
That stuff, that those entities that we feed, that leads to depression. And I mean, I'm telling you, I've tried to commit suicide. Like I said, I binge ate. I done did some things, and I done been through some things. So we have to really be careful, and we have to protect ourselves.
Yes. Powerful. Powerful, Queen. Powerful, man. That's beautiful. I really appreciate you for tapping in and telling your story and the testimony, because like you said, man, we never know who we reaching. We never know who we're inspiring and motivating. You know what I mean? So yeah, I truly appreciate you for tapping in.
Absolutely. And hopefully I'll see you at Tassili's one day.
Oh yeah, we gonna run into each other for sure.
You have a good night.
All right, Queen, you do the same. Man, that was powerful. Wow. Gotta detach to connect. We have to detach to connect. Again, we are connected to everything, but attached to nothing. I give honor and thanks to the powers that be that have connected each and every being of that has been motivated or inspired to transition, to change, to become better. Why? Because we understand that the only thing constant is change, and if you are not changing, you are not growing. I give honor and thanks to the powers that be. I give honor and thanks to the powers that be that have gave me the ability to gain the knowledge that I have, to convert this knowledge into wisdom, to not only teach but inspire and motivate other beings. Also send that same energy out to you all that is on this live and that may watch this later, to have the ability to obtain this knowledge and convert that knowledge into wisdom and knowledge, to not only be able to teach yourself, but the people, places, and things around you. I give honor and thanks, and I speak life and power. Ashe, Asheyo, amen, I mean, all of the above that you subscribe to. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for tapping in. I will be saving this live. We're gonna tap into, we're gonna be back next week, man. I know, man. We got a lot of people be trying to tap in, man. I give honor and thanks, and I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Powerful, 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 beautiful lives, man. Please understand that which you desire desires you. Remember who you are, and remember the powers that is within you. It's in the ancient scriptures that the kingdom of God is inside of you. You understand? So, again, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Peace, love. Y'all get some rest. It's late, all right? So, peace.